The fluorescent light in my office was a sterile white. It always felt colder at night. I didn't blink, just stared at the subject line of the forwarded email. Finalizing $350,000 offer and strategy docs. My chief financial officer, Marcus, had sent it to our rival's head of strategy, and then, accidentally, to me. I pressed my lips together. No sound, no ragged breath, just the quiet click of a mouse as I saved the attachment. The money wasn't the point. $350,000 was a lot, but the strategy notes, the ones I'd spent 6 months building, the bedrock of our next 3 years, that was a knife in the back of the entire company, twisted by the man who sat 2 desks from mine, the man I trusted. I felt the silence grow heavy, a tangible thing pressing on my chest. It wasn't pain, it was a cold, pure clarity. A chess game had just begun, and I was already 2 moves ahead. Marcus came into my office the next morning, beaming, a performance of loyalty I'd seen 1,000 times. He rattled off figures, talking about our Q4 projections. He had no idea his professional obituary was already being drafted. I'd noticed the shifts, of course, the late-night calls he'd take, stepping out to the corridor, the way he guarded his laptop screen, a subtle turn of his shoulder whenever I walked past, the air of brittle excitement he'd carried for weeks. Most people would see paranoia. I saw a pattern recognition failure on his part. He thought I was blind. He thought I was soft. He handed me a budget report. His hand brushed mine. For a fraction of a second, I imagined breaking every finger, one by one. I smiled instead, a thin, meaningless smile. "Looks good, Marcus," I said, my voice even. "Keep it up." The strategy documents were still in the shared drive. That night, I opened the files he was planning to steal. The market projections, the R&D pipeline, the complete acquisition target list. Everything. I didn't delete them. I edited them. Every single key metric was subtly, meticulously altered. Market size inflated by 30%. Acquisition targets swapped for dead-end companies. The entire R&D roadmap replaced with a brilliant, intricate work of fiction. A beautiful lie. It took 10 hours. 10 hours of cold, focused work, building a digital landmine. I was building more than a trap. I was setting up the permanent destruction of his reputation. Marcus thought he was stealing a winning lottery ticket. I was handing him a highly detailed map to an empty grave. The next week, I called a sudden high-stakes meeting. Myself, Marcus, and at my specific, unusual request, our general counsel. I let Marcus talk first, about his performance, his future. He was confident, arrogant. I cut him off. "I know about the rival company, Marcus, and the $350,000. His face drained instantly, a sickly white. He stuttered. I don't know what you mean." I tilted my head, calm. "I'm taking your $350,000 bonus and your strategy notes," my CFO said. I gave him his own words back. I replied, "Then you'd better clear your desk." He scoffed, a desperate sound. He actually smirked, recovering quickly. "You have no proof. It's my word against yours. And I've already moved the strategy files." He looked triumphant, a man who thought he'd outrun the bullet. The general counsel cleared his throat. He held up a cease and desist letter he had just received from our rival's legal team, a formality that confirmed the breach, exactly as I knew it would. Marcus watched, his smirk fixed in place, waiting for his name to be slandered. The general counsel read one line, voice neutral, "for theft of deliberately falsified trade secrets." Marcus's smile just vanished. His eyes went wide, flicking to me, searching for understanding. But there was only a bottomless void. My files. My intentional misinformation. The documents he'd sold for a fortune were now grounds for a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against our rival, who would in turn sue him for fraud and damages. The $350,000 was gone, replaced by endless debt and professional blacklisting. I stood, gathering my coat. The destruction was complete. His ruin was public, permanent, and perfectly legal. I left him sitting there, his world collapsed into a single, unfixable lie. It was a cold, clean feeling, no adrenaline, no rage, just the quiet satisfaction of a flawless equation. Marcus had been an asset until he chose to become a liability. Now he was a cautionary tale. I walked out into the night air. He was shattered, and I was untouchable. The only difference between us was that I had planned 1,000 steps ahead, while he was celebrating the first. I had no pity for him. Pity was a weakness. I closed the office door behind me, the sound a soft, final click. The destruction had been calculated. The victory was absolute.